Welcome back to Get Good Gaming, home of the world's most average gamers. My name is Delapo, and today we're going to take a look at ARMS for the Nintendo Switch. Take it away, Tony.
ARMS is a brand new IP from Nintendo, and an interesting one at that. You see, the fighters in this game have spring-like appendages that allow them to throw punches at long distances. There is little to no explanation as to why, but it really doesn't matter. They exist solely to fight. Each of the fighters hosts a unique ability that brings a good amount of strategy and variety to each fight. Take Springman for example, my personal favorite. When holding jump or dash, he charges a deflect that pushes away enemy punches. This leaves them wide open and ready for an attack. He also gets permanently charged arms once his health drops to below 25%. We'll get to ARMS in just a moment. It's very important to learn the various strengths and weaknesses of each character and how to overcome them. We've heard a lot of jabber about people's issues with Master Mummy. You see, he's what I like to call a bully. He's the character in fighting games that's incredibly slow, but is also incredibly strong. He also has a rather annoying ability that allows him to take punches without flinching, as long as he's jumping, dashing, or punching, which he will be doing a lot. I can honestly see why fighting him can be discouraging, but because he is so slow, he's amongst the easiest characters to read. It took some time, but I was eventually able to consistently get the leg up on Master Mummy players. For those who play Master Mummy, I'd say the variation is how you approach the match. See, it discourages reading as they won't be able to capitalize on your lack of speed. Next, the arms themselves. Right out of the box, each character possesses 3 signature arms weapons. While these are significant for a few characters, for others, they're a huge anchor. Luckily, each character can gain many other arms to help supplement for their lesser abilities. Once again, take Springman for example. His shockwave ability, you know, the one that pushes away punches, is extremely underutilized. And I think the reason why is because his arms that he's given right out of the gate aren't that great. What I mean is they don't lend themselves to his playstyle, and that goes double for Twintel. Once you unlock more arms, you'll be able to experiment with more combinations. But wait, there's more. Each arm has their own element, or attribute, and each attribute has a different effect that takes place once the arm is charged. Here's a super quick rundown. Fire knocks you down, wind pushes you back, ice freezes your opponent, electric busts your arms and hampers your movement, explosion does massive amounts of damage, blind blocks your opponent's vision, so on and so forth. You see, the type of arm is just as important as the attribute it possesses. For example, the toaster. Absolute garbage. We honestly think that fire is one of the worst attributes, and of course, Springman stuck with it. Change it out for the chiller, and you're absolutely set. You see, ice and electric are both fantastic attributes. You hit them with a charged chiller, then you follow it up with a grab or rush, and you're good to go. Experimentation is a huge asset here. Thanks, Tony. Now that you've heard some of the mechanics, let's give you some tips to help you get good. Jumping and dashing are great abilities, but a lack in variation is easily exploited. Stay on the ground sometimes to help break it up. Remember, you can't block in the air. Number 2. Remember that time I said you can't block in the air? Well, this is the worst place to get hit by a rush. Keep that in mind when you have one. Number 3. Manual arm charging. You can manually charge your arms several different ways. You can either hold the jump or dash button, or you can guard, and your arms will charge shortly after. Number 4. As I said before in the Mortal Kombat video, going online in fighting games can be very daunting. But thankfully, ARMS does a better job of matchmaking with opponents of a similar level, so you can work your way up. Don't mistake what I'm saying though. There are several times, still today, that I get absolutely wrecked. But the way the game functions, it helps me feel better about losing and helps me feel like I'm progressing rather than, you know, constantly getting my butt kicked. Number 5. Some might say that mixing arm types works for them, and that's great. For them. And absolutely try it out, but if for some reason something isn't clicking, try 2 of the same glove. The reason I say this is for more consistent attribute utilization. Think about the Chilla again. It allows you to freeze your opponent, but the thing is, with consistent arm charging, you can hit for freeze every time you make contact, instead of half the time. And finally, number 6. Don't rely too heavily on grabs. It goes without saying, but since the beginning of fighting games, the grab has been a point of contention in competitive play. However, in this game, the grab is just a little too strong. And what's more, there's no way to reverse grabs. You can punch through them, but it's not the most reliable way of preventing grabs. I do foresee them nerfing it a little bit, eventually, but once again, variety is a spice of life. Mix it up. Thank you so much for watching our content. If you liked it, go ahead and like and subscribe, and leave a comment if we missed any tips. Remember everybody, go out there, get good.